Just go, just go. Sometimes I think you just have to press record just to get going, you know?
Just to make something happen.
Just to make something happen. Just hit the record button. With every single one of these competitions, I always tell myself, these videos have got to get out sooner. This was when we launched, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. This is where we're at now. There's 2 weeks before Christmas, and then it closes on the 6th. 6th of January it closes. There's a lot to do, but there's still plenty of time. Even with Christmas, which we all know is fucking time of year. Just bleep the whole thing out. But me and Dave are gonna make this stop motion challenge in those 2 weeks. These two. And I'm gonna split the whole process up into 2, maybe 3 parts. Chop it up. We've actually already brainstormed what we're gonna do. We had quite a big chat about it a few days ago. With this challenge, the only thing you really have to do is animate a person. That's it. There's a few little smaller T's and C's, but that's leaving it pretty open for what you can do. And it's weird, so like sometimes I think it's really important that these videos have a message and a purpose behind them. But then other times I see stuff that might not have a point, but is very visually pleasing to look at. And that's cool too. Like Kevin's fruit. I could just stare at that all day. In our brainstorm, we start thinking about New Year's resolutions, and mainly things that I've planned to do this time last year, but failed to actually execute on this year. I had 3 main ones. 1, learn how to do a handstand.
You're gonna put like, no, wait.
That was a fail. 2, learn how to play Bohemian Rhapsody again on the piano. Also fail. And 3, drink more water. That one has actually been going very well. Oh, it's so refreshing. So that's 33% success rate. I'll take it. Anyway, none of that stuck at all, and we simplified the idea massively. Then why are you telling us this, Sam? Our idea, are you ready for this? Is to walk through Bristol with the scene changing around me. Huh? So that's it, that's the idea. Now, it's about execution.
Looking good.
So the main thing we're actually doing here is shooting the guide for the animation. So I've basically done the movement in real time, and then I've grabbed 10 frames a second out of those, and then use that as the guide when we shoot the real thing next week. Big nose. Small nose. So now I've got my guide layer. I need to figure out what software I'm going to put it into and how we're actually going to shoot this. And there's a number of choices when it comes to stop motion apps. The last time I did something involving a kind of high level stop motion was with the Aniacopian flat lay challenge that we did way back in March, April time. When me and Dave animated these mobile phones. And for that, we absolutely needed a guide layer. It was something where we could animate squares in After Effects and then export that video file and use that as a guide over top when we were doing the stop motion. There's no way we would have been able to animate something that complex without using a guide layer. So I bought the software Dragon Frame to do that. It was like £300. But it did come with a little controller free with it. So whilst Dragon Frame is a really good software and it's definitely one that sort of professionals use, I think Kevin mentioned he uses it.
Yeah, so I use Dragon Frame.
There are other options too if you don't have the software and you don't want to spend that kind of money. And the one I want to talk about here is called Stop Motion Studio, which you can use straight from your iPhone or Android. So what I've got here is Stop Motion Studio. That felt really tech reviewy. And with this I'll get the sort of basic functionality you need to do some stop motions. Another great little tip with this app is that you can actually use your headphones as a shutter for the camera. I don't think it's working because I've got my iTunes open. You also want to make sure your camera is much more stable than mine, because this is iTunes open. I mean, what is this? This is no good. So onion skinning is really why you need a stop motion app. It's basically when you take a picture and then you move your object you can see, if you, here you got the little dial, you can see the last frame. So you can see the last frame of what you've done, so you can take another picture and you can move it and you can always see the last frame. Amazing. You guys can do something way better than that. That was just a little random play with the app. And there's a bunch of other apps too, so I'm gonna put a link in the description of maybe, I don't know, 10 best stop motion apps that you could try. Perfecto! Okay, so thank you for watching if you made it this far. I've got to crack on with my animation for this week and edit this video as well. Lots to do. I'll see you guys in the next video. When I say that, I always think of Marcus Brownlee going, peace.
Peace.